Hey guys, it's Christopher Parham here at Lipo Connection Solutions. So I'm just kind of giving you an update on the business here. So basically, back in July, I went back to work. So and it was an older job that I was fired from. Actually, I was let go during a period of time. Um, where they were kind of resizing, so they were just trying to find any old thing to get rid of some people. So I got caught up in that. 5 years later, you know, I'm back at the same old job again. So it's for a company that manufactures fiber optic cables. It was like I never left. It was like I went in there. First day it was kind of like a refreshers. Second day I was back, running machine like I never left. Um, but what's happening with Lipo Connection Solutions, the business that I was running for several years, which was like my main bread and butter. Um, so I kind of had to scale back some things. Basically one of the things was business had fell off tremendous. Business fell off tremendously to where um, the amount of money that was coming in, the volume, um, the volume had changed to where I was missing like maybe $1,000 to $1,500 a month. So if people follow me, notice like I was having a lot of sales to try to generate the volume just to um, try to make ends meet. And so I was making ends meet for the household, but to keep the business afloat, um, I wasn't making enough money to like buy new inventory and everything. So it just finally got to the point where I couldn't restock the store, and so yeah, in July I just had to make a move to where that's why I returned back to work so I can have steady income, because it was like 1 week I would have really, really good business and really, really good sales, and then for like a week and a half, I would have nothing, and no amount of orders or sales would uh, no amount of orders would sell would make up the deficit that I had. And so then I also had a period to where um, I had some units that were failing. And like I said, the model that I'm currently working on, it's a nice model and everything, but one model tends to work fine as singles and the other one tends to work fine as doubles or triples. And so what was going on is the ones that were working fine as doubles, I ran out of them. And so I had to sit down and try to figure out what was up with the singles to where I couldn't run them in series. And I thought I figured everything out. And, when I tested them on my bench here and everything, they worked fine. But at some indeterminate amount of time, once it got out with a customer, it will randomly fail after it, it could be 1 week, it could be immediately, it could be, a few days, weeks, sometimes a month or two later, they were failing. And so there was a period where any sales that I was doing was paying to do remakes for units that I had sold that failed, and I was trying to make things right with the customer. I don't want to leave any customers out there hanging or whatever. So yeah, I make good on a lot of returns or a lot of problems that the power supplies had, and then I basically got with my vendor and told them to send me a specific model that I knew that was working, and so that's working out fine. But eventually, it's going to get to a point where they're going to run out of that specific model to where I'm going to have to jump ship and change power supply models. Um, and it's currently like in the talks with my vendor it seems like once these little smaller HPs run out, that I'm probably gonna run back or go back to the previous larger deals that I used to sell. But the thing is like they may not have the units that I use for doubles, but they will still have plenty of singles, so I won't be giving up this unit. It's just I'll probably be dropping this unit just to 12 volt only, and then as far as like 24 volts and up units, I'll probably go back to the Dells. And my thing is it's sort of like my relationship with the RC community is you know that these power supplies work great. Some of them are you know, nice and compact like these are, and then some of them are big and bulky, but at the price that I sell them, you can't beat the price. And yeah, I could spend more money, and you know, like these are 750 watt units. There are 900 watt units that are the same price, and they're, I mean, not the same price, but the same size. But cost wise, I can't offer them at the same price, and the price would have to dramatically increase. Um, the price would have to dramatically increase to offer, you know, offer these newer, more powerful units. And it's sort of like my business model has set this standard of, you know, nice, affordable power supplies, and you know, for me to go to these more expensive units, yeah, there's somebody already, there's DSW on RC groups that already sells them, and he does a good job in modifying them and everything. And so, you know, it's an open market for everybody, and you know, everybody can get a piece of the pie. I just, you know, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, and you know, that market's already covered. He does charge a bit more of a premium, but the quality of his work, you know, speaks for itself. You know, so you know, going back to, you know, my business, um, lead time has definitely suffered because, like, you know, there was the whole, you know, thing of me having to replace units and everything, but you know, I was floating my business for several months on credit cards and everything. So when I couldn't get out of the hole, you know, the credit cards were getting maxed out. And so right now I'm at the point to where the the money that I get from my job pays my bills, and the money that I make doing these power supplies, they're basically paying off the debt associated with those months for running the business in the red until I couldn't run it anymore. And so basically I'm not able to buy up stock or buy up power supply stock in bulk anymore. So what I've been doing is buying 20 to 40 units at a time to satisfy the orders of that week. And you know, and as the business still flows the same way, I'm not pushing it as hard because I don't have the time for it. My job works on swing shift, so that means one week I work Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then the following week I'm off Monday, Tuesday, work Wednesday, Thursday, and then off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I have like a long week and a short week. My job is 40 miles away, and um, it's about an hour commute each way, just due to traffic and all of that. So it's like I don't really have the time to dedicate to this, because like my lead time, like when I had the units on hand and everything, my lead time was like maybe 1 or 3 days top. Now it's up to 2 weeks sometimes, because it's like I might have orders and I fill all the orders for a week, and then I might have anywhere between 4 to 6 power supplies, and it will be dead for like a week, and then all of a sudden a flood of orders come in, and then when the orders come in, it's like at the end of a work week or at the end of a business week. So it's like, all right, the orders come in, I have money to order new supplies, but the new supplies won't be, the order for the new supplies won't be fulfilled that week. It might be, you know, let's say, like I said, I sell nothing from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then all of a sudden Thursday and Friday, I guess that's when people are getting paid. Orders start piling in. Like this week, I had like 8 or 10 orders come through, and I only had 3 power supplies in the box, you know, like left over from the last batch. So I had to order power supplies, and so I ordered them on a Thursday. They didn't ship till a Tuesday. I didn't get them till Thursday, and so this week I'm off Wednesday and Thursday. So here it is Thursday morning. I'm up trying to fill orders for power supplies. I got power supplies, but I'm missing EC5 connectors and carbon fiber wrap, and they come tomorrow. But guess what? I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so between me working 12 hours, the hour commute, that's 14 hours, and then, you know, it's like an hour to get to sleep, and then waking up an hour early to get to, you know, to kind of get my bearings straight, get showered, and get ready for work. It doesn't leave me a lot of time to modify power supplies. So there's been some weeks it's been I can get them out in 2 or 3 days, and then some weeks it's just depending on how the orders fall and when the power supplies come in. It's been taking up to 2 weeks in some cases just for all the materials to line up, and I try to look ahead and I try to plan accordingly, but it's like this week I ordered materials and it was supposed to be priority mail shipping and everything, and you know, some of them came Thursday. I mean, yeah, some of them came Wednesday, some of them came Thursday, and I'm still waiting for some. Um, Still waiting for some to come. So it was like I have a lot of orders that I'm, you know, like here it is. Like I'm working on this, and I've done all I can with this. This one requires an EC5 connector and carbon fiber wrap, but I don't have the EC5 connector, so I can't put it on, and I can't wrap it because I don't have the wrap. But it'll be here. It'll be here tomorrow, but I need to sleep tomorrow, or basically it's like 5:36 now, so I'm gonna modify a few more power supplies and get ready to go to bed so I can be ready for work tomorrow. So even though I have these power supplies made to the point to where all I got to solder on is the connector, I'm not going to be here to finish up the orders because I'm working, you know, I'm working the day job or night job, however you want to look at it. So, so it kind of sucks. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 orders in the floor, probably 2 more when I get done. So 10 orders in the floor, and that's a lot of money. And I understand, you know, people pay for, you know, I pay for money, you know, pay this and it's made in the USA, and you're only in you know, you're only a state away, you know, or whatever. So I should get it quickly, and I've been waiting, you know, some time, and it's like on eBay, I try to put 5 business days. So Monday through Friday. So, you know, if you order Monday, it may be, it may ship out next Monday, which would be, you know, 5 business day, not counting the weekend. And most of the time I've been able to um, adhere to that schedule. And the reason why it's sort of like eBay gets a higher priority, you know, because they actually ding you for late shipments, but it's getting to the point to where, you know, a lot of things are out of my control, and the only thing I can do is just like apologize to the customer and maybe give them a discount, you know, if it's going over a little bit. But, you know, even orders on my website, I have a disclaimer that, you know, some orders I may be able to get them out quickly, but depending on when the order is placed, it may take up to 2 weeks for me to, you know, ship some stuff. And it really, you know, it really sucks. But then again, you look at you know, it's, I kind of look at it this way. There, you know, some people, they'll buy stuff, you know, buy stuff from China, and so, you know, when you buy stuff from China, it's 7 to 10 business days. One, you got it at an extreme discount. So, you know, you got it very, very cheaply, and then you know it's gonna take 7 to 10 business days. So in a way, I'm I feel like a Chinese vendor where, you know, you're getting a good product, but, you know, at least is, I wouldn't say like American made, but it's modified and assembled in America. But I got like Chinese handling time. But when it comes and is actually working and is legit, you know, you saved a ton, you know. Um, so I mean, I always tell people it may be taking me a minute to make these things, but it'll be worth it in the long run. And like these units, I originally bought like 600 or 700 in February, and by like June, July, I was completely out. And I know I've bought at least 2 to 300 in the meantime since July up until now. So these units sell very, very good, and I've probably sold over 3,500 to 4,000 units since I've been in business. So you know, people still respect my work. There's a lot of word of mouth, and you know, even the people. I mean, I'm glad that the RC community understands, you know, and is very, very patient, you know, with me while I assemble these things. Because, like I said, I'm not doing this full time anymore. I'll do this 2 days, maybe, you know, maybe 3 days a week. I still gotta have my life. I still gotta, you know, do things outside the house. Still gotta spend time with my wife and, you know, family and everything. So, so yeah, it's, you know, it's taking me a little time to get some of these units out. But like I said, I appreciate everybody being patient. And so like yeah, so again, like I said, right now I have a feeling that I'm gonna still be working this job for a little while, because nothing beats job security and getting a paycheck and having benefits and having vacation time, and you know, and yeah, it sucks to kind of do the work week, you know, or whatever. But you know, at the end of the day, I did this. It was my passion. You know, I could have pushed it a little bit harder and managed it a little bit better. But you know, the ship hasn't sunk yet. It's just that I'm not devoting a lot of time to it, and so yeah, there's been a shift in prices. You know, it would seem like, oh, since I can't put them out faster, you know, or whatever, that there should be like a discount or something. Like, well, you know, you're taking a long ass time to ship these and everything, so you know, why are you charging more? You know, it's weird, like even at the current price point, people know I'm still not getting my worth for the value that these units provide. So I mean, I'm trying to keep the prices as low as possible. And, you know, like people think, you know, you're making a killing or this, that, and the other. And you know, in a way, I'm making some money, but then again, I'm making up for a lot of money that I lost. And this isn't like a cry for help or please buy my product or anything. Like I said, I made my bed, you know, so I gotta lay in it, you know. So, um, you know, I'm recovering, and so it's still gonna take me like between doing the power supply deal and working my job, it's probably gonna take me like 6 months to a year to just get out of that deep hole that I got myself in. And even still, after all of that, you know, I don't think I'm gonna go back to this full time. It was nice being my own boss and making my own hours, and you know, it felt great to set 15, 20 packages outside the door, and get products out to you guys and everything. But you know, it's a lot more. lot more trouble than it's worth. And the thing is like, man, there's plenty of other vendors. There's OG Racer. He's known as, I think it's HBK Dude on eBay. There's Feather Merchant. There's DSW. So there's a lot of us out here doing this, and you know the market is a little bit saturated. And so the thing is, everybody has their own style and everything. So for years, I wouldn't say I had a monopoly, but I was pricing stuff to the point to where it just really wasn't habitable for anybody. And so, you know, somebody else finally, you know, came into the market and challenged me or whatever, and you know, started selling stuff at a decent price as well, which took a little bit of the market share and everything, which is, you know, that's the way business is. You know, if somebody can come in the market and sell it cheaper, then, you know, and people are buying it and you can't match it or whatever, then you have to, you know, reinvent yourself, change your business model or whatever. So, you know, OG Racer, you know, there was a little bit of animosity and everything, but you know, I still got to look at how I came into the market and how I made it. I didn't have hope for other people, and I seen other people close up shop and everything. And you know, I just kind of come to terms that, you know, he makes a good product. His units are more powerful than mine. He has his own little twist to it, and everything. And he's been, you know, he I think he's mainly in tune with certain. I think he does like RC car racing or whatever, and so they use like 2S batteries, like 2S to 4S, depending on which scale racing that they do. And so he's in tune with his customers a lot better. I started this, you know, serving the e-bike community, and I saw, you know, some of the people in the RC community and RC groups needed the service as well, you know. But anyway, like, you know, he's pretty much serving the 12-volt market pretty well. And so it's not, you know, I let him have it. You know, I'm like, you know, we was having a price war to where I knew that I wasn't able to make money or maintain the profit margin that I would like. And you know, he was selling his pretty cheap, and you know, there were threats behind the scene that, you know, I'll price you out of a job or this, that, and the other. Because I had made some comments. You know, it was kind of like friendly competition where I kind of poked fun at him. You know, and this was my fault to set the hostile stage um, that caused a little price war back earlier this year. Basically, it was like, you know, it was like weird. I thought he was copying me by selling the power supplies that I was selling. And then so I kind of challenged him like, well, you know, you sell your power supply for this price. Well, I answered that by selling your same exact unit at this price. Now your turn to make your move. And you know, that stayed up for like 2 months, and I guess he finally discovered my Facebook page or whatever, and there was like some mudslinging going on. It was like really bad. It was kind of unprofessional, and it was like, you know, in a way it was. In a way, I felt some way, but in a way, I was kind of welcoming friendly competition. But it got spun the wrong way, and it got really dirty. And so you know, there was comments put on my page, and I had to go through and edit comments on my page, and you know, block a few, you know, users and everything from commenting on my page and YouTube and everything. It was like a whole ordeal. But it's sort of like, even though we haven't spoken, it's kind of come to like an understanding that, you know, all right, I respect you and what you're doing in the marketplace. I'm not afraid to say your name or give you business or refer customers to you, you know, because like I said, I've pretty much kind of put this business on the back burner. I'm not giving it my whole 100%. If people need something quickly, yeah, I'm gonna refer them to my competitors. But if they can wait on me, then so be it. And like I said, he's made a name for himself in the 12. He sells one of the most powerful 12-volt units online at a reasonable, at a very, very reasonable price. So I don't want to carry that unit, because it costs significantly more for me to carry that unit. And so while I still have these supplies coming in, I'm gonna just milk this for all it's worth until the market changes to where I can to where I have to shift to another product or whatever. I didn't want to leave the community entirely because, I mean, like I said, y'all made me what I am today, and it's just, you can't walk away from it. I wouldn't say it's like easy money or whatever, but it is kind of easy money. And people, spending $200-300 on power supplies when I can sell something equally as nice for like 75 to 90 bucks, and in some cases I don't mind offering a warranty. You will pay for it, but it's basically paying for the cost of the unit and shipping for me to warranty a unit. You may need to use it, you may not, and I try to honor, if it's my fault or whatever, I try to look out for the customer. So I don't want to walk away or turn my back from the community. But give me 1 second. Yeah, I just didn't want to turn my back on the community because, like I said, one thing I realized, you know, with my job, I'm starting at the bottom of the pay scale here, and so it's going to take me like a year and a half to, well, at least a year to really get up to the decent money to where I can possibly quit this full time or whatever. So it won't be until like next December where I top out in pay and I'm making like, almost 20 something dollars an hour plus shift premium plus overtime, to where it's like, all right, I'm making decent money to where I don't have to do this and I can enjoy my days off and everything. But like I said, I got myself into a bind where I have to still keep doing this to keep creditors and people off my back, and all of that. um, so that's what the status of the business is. I'm still going to be doing this for a while. I mean, unfortunately, it's still going to be, um, delays in shipment until I can like get some of these people off my back to where I can afford to buy, power supplies in bulk of 50, 100, or, like I said, at one point in time I had ordered 1,000, 1,000 power supplies or whatever, and I'm not at that point. I just have to deal with, my orders on a week by week basis. And again, just depending on what I have left over from the previous week, it may be enough to satisfy the orders for the next week, or it's just the way the mail flows and the way businesses ship out stuff. Even though you place your order on one day and you think it's going to ship that day, it may not ship out for 2, 3, 4 days. And so, basically, when I get it, I immediately start working. Let's say I got these power supplies today and I filled, let's say I'm going to fill about, at least get 10 orders to the point to where I'm almost done. I mean, I don't slouch when I do this. Like, I got up, I mean, I went to sleep with my wife and got up around 12 o'clock, and I've put out 10 units in 6 hours, or I've assembled 10 units in 6 hours. But like I said, there's still more modification to be done. I still got to put the connectors on and wrap them. So, I'm not idly sitting, like, I do whatever I can. I don't sit and slouch, whatever. Like I said, a lot of times I'm waiting on supplies, and, that's kind of, there's some things that's kind of out of my control. I can only do so much when it comes to that. But I rambled on long enough. Well, that's what went on. That's what's going on. I just basically, like I said, I couldn't sustain the business, and I had to go back to work. And this is extra money for me. It's not paying the bills by any means, but it's extra money for me to get out of debt and everything. I'm still continue, to work my job and do this for as long as possible, but it's eventually going to get to a point to where I'm possibly going to give this up because it's like, get to the point where I don't need the money, and the money that I bring in from my regular job will, supersede the money that I make from this. So, but for now, it's still going to be like a week or two lead time. Whether eBay, you might have a better chance of getting it quicker. My website, there is a disclaimer in the checkout that it may take 1 to 2 weeks to get your stuff, and but know that it's not because I'm just sitting on my ass. It's because the way the materials flow and everything, and I'm waiting on materials to fill orders. But definitely when I do get them, I'm definitely on it. And like I said, it's just you got to look at what the human body can do. Like I said, I'm working 12-hour shifts. I got an hour commute each way. You got to fit sleep in there, and then you got to wake up, socialize, spend time with your wife. I don't have any kids, but you got to spend time with your wife and do things on that front. And so even on my days off, you know, I still gotta, factor in family time and then still fit in time to do this. So um, I'm always thinking about you. I'm always trying to put um, put work and trying to mix the home business with the job and try to keep a healthy balance. So I hope that gives you insight on what we're doing at Lipo Connection Solutions, why there's the lead time, and what kind of happened to get to this point. So thanks for watching.